Yes, dear friends, I'm again present in front of you with yet another session of learning spoken English. Not only spoken English, learning the English language. Today, what we are going to learn? We are going to learn the use of articles, how we will be using articles A and D, okay? And not only how, but where. This is very important for us to know that if we use the article, what the sentence means, and if we drop that article, what the sentence means. And that is very important for us to know. Otherwise, when we write English, we will not be able to impress our examiners. So I think that you want to write correct English, accurate, grammatically accurate English sentences. Okay, so grammar mistakes create a lot of problems. Sometimes your English becomes a little confusing if you make some grammar mistakes. Look at the whiteboard and please watch the video full screen. If you watch the video full screen, it will be possible for you to make out what is written on the whiteboard. Otherwise, simply if I go on telling what is written there, you may fail to understand that. Okay, and also I shall advise you to sit with an exercise book and a pen. All right, if you don't have an exercise book, please collect a piece of paper from some source and sit down. When I tell you the rules, you note down in your exercise book or on that particular page. Look at these two words: a little, a few. I will draw your attention especially to this article, a. Now, when we use these two words, little and few, with an article with a, they mean a certain amount of or a certain number of. Now, where we use little before an uncountable noun. For example, little knowledge, okay, a little learning. So, this little, when preceded by a, it means a certain amount of. Amount why? Because we are using little with uncountable nouns. That's right. And few should be used with countable nouns. For example, few boys, few girls. But remember, you have to use this article before that. Otherwise, the sentence will have a different meaning, which you don't want, of course. So, a few boys, a few girls, means a certain number of boys, a certain number of girls. Look at this sentence. Means there is a little, a few means a small amount or a small number, as I have already told you. A certain number or a small number. Look at these example sentences. Give me a little rice. Give me a little rice. Now, you understand the meaning of this one. Everybody knows this. The meaning of this sentence. But now, if we do not use this article, what will this sentence mean? That we will discuss soon after, because it's written here. I'm going to discuss that part also, so that you understand that if you don't use a with few or little, what your sentence means. A few students are present in the class. It's a rainy day, so a few students are present in the class. That means a small number of students are present in the class. Okay, so we are using students, you understand, countable noun, therefore we are using few, a few. And when we are using this one, give me a little rice, the rice is uncountable, so we are using little, but before that, this article is a must. You remember that, okay? If you do not use this article, your sentence will be absolutely different in meaning. Move on to the next one. Yes, here, see the difference. Here we have written a little, a few, and here written little and few without any article. Why without any article? Because we don't want to mean a small number of or a small amount of, but just the opposite, negative. Your sentence will become absolutely negative if you do not use a before little and before few. Look at this sentence. Means scarcity or lack and have almost the force of a negative. You understand this? This little and few, little or few, without any article means scarcity or lack and have almost the force of a negative. This is what I'm trying to drive home to you. Okay, this is negative. All right. Look at these example sentences. Little is known about the side effects of this drug. A certain drug is there, it has not gone through the preliminary experiments, therefore people do not know about the side effects of this drug, this medicine. So little is known means almost nothing is known. If we say a little is known, that means a certain amount of a certain amount of knowledge people have about the side effects of this drug. But when we are using little without any article, it simply means almost none. Little is known about the side effects, almost nothing. Almost nothing is known about the side effects of this drug. Next example. Few towns have a register of citizens. Look here. I have not used an article before few. Why? Because I want to make this sentence negative in meaning. Few towns have a register of citizens. Almost no town has a register of citizens. Almost no town. This few without any article means exactly. Well, now it is somewhat like an aside. I would like to tell you that is when you are speaking English, this rule generally doesn't apply much. Why not? Because when we are using a few or a few, when you are speaking very fast, it is very difficult for people to understand whether you have used a or not. Okay, so what should we use instead of that? A little, a few we may use, of course, when you are speaking English, people will understand. This particular rule is not much applicable. There we say, instead of little is known, we say hardly anything is known. In spoken English, we say hardly anything is known about the side effects of this drug. In the same way, instead of few, when we are speaking English, when you are writing, it's all right. But when you are speaking English, here also few towns have a register of citizens. Now we don't want to use few in spoken English in this sense, of course. Then we will have to say hardly any town has a register of citizens. Hardly. Hardly gives the effect of a negative. So you can use the word hardly or scarcely. If you forget the word hardly, you may remember the word scarcely. Well, move on to the next one. The plus adjective represents a class of persons. Everybody knows what an adjective is. Now, if you use the definite article before the adjective, and the adjective is not followed by any noun or any noun or any noun, it is better for us to say, because we are using the plus the adjective only. What does that mean? Represents a class of persons. The plus, this sign is there, you have to take into consideration this sign. The is there, the definite article. The plus an adjective. Let us look at the example sentences, then it will become a little more lucid to you. The old. Old is an adjective. We have used the definite article the before old. The old. What does this mean? Old people in general. Not one old man or a particular old man, but old people in general. The old. If you say the old man, it will mean a particular old man. But we are not using the noun after old. The old. In general. In the same way, poor is an adjective. Before that, the is used. The poor. The poor means poor people in general. Here you see, poor people in general. You are not mentioning a particular poor person, but you are saying the poor people in general. Next you see, rich is also an adjective. We have used here the definite article the before reach. The reach. What does it mean? Reach people in general. All right. So when you want to pluralize when you want to talk about people in general or something in general, then it is better for you to use this particular construction. I mean, you follow this rule and write the sentence. The plus an adjective. Now let us make some example sentences with this. The old. Now, if you use the old as a subject, it must be followed by a verb. Now, which verb? What verb will you be using? Will you be using the simple present form of the verb plus s or es? No, my dear friends. Why not? Because the old people in general, the old itself has the plural effect. As it has the plural effect, old people in general. Okay, say the old can hardly climb a wall. A wall is there somewhere. You are saying the old can hardly climb a wall, a very high or tall wall. Next one, the poor. The poor itself has the plural effect. Therefore, we will be using the verb, simple present form of the verb, without any s or es. Poor people in general. For example, the poor are mostly honest. Follow the mark this language, okay? The poor are, not is. Why? Well, I've already told you. This particular phrase, the poor, has the plural effect. So we are not using any noun after poor. If we say the poor man, then we are mentioning a particular poor person. So here we are not using any noun after the poor. The poor are mostly honest. Next one, the rich. Rich people in general. So you want to say rich people in general. So it has the plural effect. As it has the plural effect, we will have to construct the sentence this way. The rich generally are charitable. The rich generally are charitable. Okay? They give a lot of money, a lot of things in charity. Let's move on to the next one. They is used before certain proper names, proper nouns, okay? Of seas, rivers, groups of islands, chains of mountains, plural names of countries, deserts, regions. So these words you have to remember. And for that reason only, please write down in your exercise book all these words, all these names, and commit to memory. If you commit to memory all these words written here, you will not have any confusion when you are constructing any sentence. And there is hardly the possibility of any grammar mistake. What are these things then? Seas, names of seas. Rivers. Say, for example, you are using the the name of the river Ganges or Ganga, you may say, okay? So, how will you make a sentence with that? Is there Ganga near your house? No, my dear friends, that will be wrong. Or that will mean perhaps you are talking about some girl whose name is Ganga. You understand? So, we have to say the Ganga. The Ganges. The Ganges flows through our locality. In the same way, groups of islands, we know very well Andamans, though in India generally we use word in singular, we say Andaman. But that's not Andaman, Andamans. So before that we will be using the definite article the Andamans. Where is your friend? He has gone to visit the Andamans. Okay? Next, let's see what is the chains of mountains. The range of mountains, Himalaya, always used in plural, Himalayas. The Himalayas, because that's a chain of mountains. That is a range of mountains. So we have to use the definite article before that, the Himalayas. Then also the names of countries. Yes, names of countries. USA, United States of America. Here you see plural names of countries, not in general countries, but the plural name of a country must be preceded by the definite article the. For example, the UK, the United Kingdom, the USA. So this way, you have to, when you are speaking English, you should be a little conscious whether you are using the name of a country that is a plural one, and if it is plural, then don't forget to use the. Here in this context, I would like to bring to your notice. In our country, you know, there is a state, Punjab. Now, generally, according to the British English, before Punjab, the is used. In the Punjab. Where does he live? He lives in the Punjab. Why? Because Punjab, this particular word means a collection of rivers. 5 rivers are there, okay? So a collection of rivers, therefore the Punjab. So these days I just read in newspapers and magazines and other places also, and I also hear people using the word, using the name Punjab without any definite article. I don't know why they use this, but if you want to follow grammar strictly, always it is better for you to use the before Punjab. Well, then deserts, any desert for that matter. We are coming to these names. These are the example names. And any region. Okay, let us see the examples. The Atlantic. You know, it's an ocean. The Atlantic, the Pacific, the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean. So before these names, you have to use the definite article the. The Thames. In England, Thames is the name of a river, so we are using the Thames. As I have already given you the example of the Ganges. In the same way, the Yamuna. Okay? Next, the Himalayas, I have just told you. The Himalayas, a range of mountains. The Alps, a range of mountains. The Netherlands, look, this is the name of a country, but this is a plural name. There is at the end of Netherlands. So we have not forgotten to use the definite article the Netherlands. Okay? Here, the Sahara. You remember, I have just told you that before the name of a desert, you have to use the definite article. So here it is the name of a desert, Sahara. So before that, the is used. The Sahara. All right. I think I have been able to make the matter clear to you. If I have failed, I do not know. I will understand that only when I read your comments. I shall request you, earnestly request you, to pass your valuable comments. Leave your valuable comments in the comment box. For enriching me, it is not for your sake only, just to enrich me, to encourage me. Your comments always encourage me too much to work harder for making videos. Well, those of you who have not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. If you do not subscribe, it is very difficult for us to continue with this channel. And if you like this session, English learning session, give us a like. And if you don't like, please give a dislike. There is no problem. But I shall request you, those who are saying that they don't like this content, then please write your comment. Why you have disliked this video, you must mention in the comment box. In order to guide me, I shall understand that these are the loopholes. I shall try to remove these loopholes. Okay? I'm not making the video very long. So let's call it a day here. Thank you very much. See you again in the next session. Bye-bye.